What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay. And so today we're going to talk about the Pixel 4a's battery, the 4a 5G to be specific. This phone has a 3,885 milliamp hour battery inside, and it's coupled with 6 gigs of RAM with the Snapdragon 765G. Now, this is an important thing because the way the resources are being used from the amount of RAM that you have, coupled with the processor and the size of the battery, should help you get really solid battery life. Now, I've been using this for probably 2.5, 3 weeks, maybe, I'm not sure, and I'm super impressed. Each battery cycle can easily go 2.5 to 3 days with no problem. With the amount of notifications that I get in and the usage that I get from the devices, it's just fantastic. There's not very many phones out there that can make it past 24 hours and still have 40-50% left on a single charge remaining, and that's just how it goes. Tons of phones out there have these really high resolution displays, or they have smaller batteries with high resolution displays, or the optimization of the software is not there. And that is probably the main thing I will point out, I guess, is that the way Google has the software updated for Android and optimized, it's working perfectly. When you talk about battery, though, you have to consider several things. It's too many things in the spectrum to say that this is guaranteed battery for this device. It's just way too many. One of the main things that you have to consider is your usage, your applications that you have on the device. So let's couple those together. Your applications that you put on your phone is going to determine, is one of the main factors of how you're going to get good battery life. Now, there's applications that I don't use. I don't use WhatsApp. And WhatsApp is like some kind of texting app. And then Facebook is one of the main killers of battery. I don't do some of the more like TikTok and those things. I don't have any of those applications. The most social media I have is probably boring, but I just have Twitter and Instagram, and that's pretty much like as far as sites that I go to that I might post on. Instagram really gets more hits from me than Twitter at all. Twitter, I don't post on Twitter anymore. Just my website links go there. But Instagram is where I post a lot. And so these applications aren't pulling that many resources, especially Twitter. Because I don't really need notifications for that unless it's instant message. So, and that's what I have it set up for. But when it comes to how you're using your phone and gaming, having gaming apps, if you have a gaming app, if you have any app that's going to want to send you notifications, which is almost all applications on Android, you want to go in and turn off those notifications for games, unless you are a gaming person and you need to know when your tanks refill on Asphalt 9. Or it could be anything. You got all your men back for this certain game or whatever, but notifications from certain apps, these apps might pull resources in the background, and they're working in the background. They're working, and they're draining your battery. So, and this kind of goes not just for Pixel devices, this is just for phones, period. The more applications you have on your device that you're not using is killing your battery. Now, an advantage that Google has finally added to their devices is a battery saving mode. And it's a real battery saving mode, because ultimately what it'll do is, depending on when you have it turn on, it will turn off all the applications that are just, you don't need to mess with them, or you haven't clicked on them in a certain amount of time. So power saving mode, what it'll do is it'll turn off, it'll gray them out basically. And I had mine set for 25%. It's called Extreme Battery Saver, and what it does is it'll turn off it'll turn some of most of the applications on your phone gray, and so you can't use them. They're paused, and so therefore then you'll get really long battery life out of the last 20%. But you see, I have mine set for 15% because this phone, I had it for 25 by default, but I think the system had it default by 25, but I had it. I changed it to 15 because at 25 it wasn't going to die very fast. So and it turns down like the data, it disables certain things, and it gives you the battery life, the essentials that you would need for the device. So what I did was I changed it to 15%, because, and I'm answering this question because a lot of people said, have you tried the extreme power saving mode? And the answer is yes, it's on by default and I left it on. But battery life is a discussion that's always important to people because you guys ask, what is the battery life for you on here? How much battery are you getting on here? And it's hard to tell you these things just based on my usage, because your usage is always going to be different. I listen to a lot of music when I'm working in the shed or working in the garage. I'll hook this to a big Bluetooth speaker, and I like to leave the screen on sometimes because I want to see what track is coming. It'll be mounted up or something, and things like that. So I just personally feel like battery life is so personal. That's what it is. Personal is catered to you. So battery life discussion videos are very difficult because I can give you a roundabout general example of how the battery is going to be. But for me, easily can go through 2.5, 3 days with no problems. None whatsoever. Shouldn't have any problems. None. For me. And you might not have 8 emails syncing or 9 emails syncing to your device. You might not have all these social media stuff. So the things on the front of mine right here, those are the applications. Those are the main applications that I work with like every day, like 24/7 on this device. This is what I'm working with, and this is getting the most usage for me. So I keep them out front so I don't have to go into the app drawer to go and get them. I just choose to do it like that. And I could have them in a folder, but I don't want to click on a folder. I just want to click on them right there. Just so you know, widgets on your home screen, they also drain battery life. Having a bunch of applications on your home screen drains battery life. Now, by default, you know, with Google, you can't adjust that widget right there on the front. So it's a part of the OS. So it should not be affecting your battery life because it's a part of the operating system. And you can change the preferences on it, and you can do things. If you long press on that, you'll get preferences, and then see. You'll get preferences if you long press on that, and you can go in and make changes if you want to. But overall, folks, this device has been just fantastic on battery life for me, and I'm pretty sure you could definitely get good battery life on this too. There are a lot of things that go into whether a phone is going to get good battery life or not, and that's going to always be determined by you. So take that into consideration when you're thinking about purchasing a device. Any device, not just Pixel devices, any devices. Take that into consideration when you're thinking about battery life on a device. So it's your man Jay. I hope you guys enjoy a discussion on the Pixel 4a 5G's battery. Hopefully I answered some questions for you, and I hope you have a great day. Take care.